Hello everyone, my name is Dallin, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about movement with your character. But the first thing I want to do is, from the last tutorial, I failed to cover one thing, and that is that on the scene section, you want to click the wrap X. And what this does is that you wrap around the x-axis. When you go off the scene or off the camera this side, you come back this side. So it's like going around the world. Now, the one thing too, just to start off, we need to add an actor. And this actor is going to be our hero or doodle, because it's a lot like doodle jump, I guess. But we can just drag them onto the scene. The first thing we want to do is actually add a timer. And typically I don't use my movement rules with timers, but for this situation it's going to be a little bit different. And I'll show you why. The next thing we want to do is create a rule. Create only one, and we'll copy this rule multiple times. And this rule is first rule is if nothing is pressed, so no keys, we'll say that. And this movement here is only for moving left or right. Because this game's a platform game, you probably are not going to jump that much. You're just going to land on targets, and that will sort of boost you, I guess. That will give you that jump. And right now, this rule that I'm creating is for when this key is not pressed and this key is not pressed. What does that mean? It changes the attribute, and the attribute that we're changing is the motion, the linear velocity of x, and we're going to change it to 0. What that means is you don't go left or right when no keys are pressed. We're going to copy this rule by holding Alt and just dragging it further down the timer. And then all we're going to do is change that to down. Down means when it's pressed, up means when it's not pressed. This is going to be the exact same rule for when both keys are pressed. Now we are going to drag the rule again, or copy the rule again, and change from when the left key is pressed and the right key is not pressed or released, which this will allow you to move to the left. And all we do is change the linear velocity on the x-axis to -300. Now we'll copy this rule one more time, and this will be for when we want to go to the right. And all we do, I'm just going to switch them, so from up, down. Now this is not pressed, this is pressed, and we are going to just change that to 300. Always remember that negative on the x-axis is going in the negative direction when you're talking about velocity. It is going down or to the left, because you're either linear velocity of x or linear velocity of y. Next thing that we want to do, we can test this right now. So I already dragged it onto the screen. It's moving perfectly. But the next thing we want to do is, because this is a platformer game, and this is a game where we constantly are dealing with the possibility of falling, we want to, I'm going to just create a group and drag all this stuff in. The next thing that we want to do is have gravity that pulls us down. And there's a scene section. If you go back to the scene, like the actual initial scene, and you press the scene section, you can see the gravity. But I'm just going to go use the accelerate so that it's persistent, change relative to the scene, not to the actor, and change the acceleration to 1000. And change the direction to 270, which means it's going down. I'm just going to relabel that as gravity. The next thing that we need to do is have a a camera, a control camera, this only means that the camera is going to be focused on this actor. And thank you so much. That is it for this tutorial today. Have a nice day.